All right, you sick fucks. You ready to get your minds blown with some seriously fucked up shit?
Hell yeah. Always down for a trip to the dark side. Especially when it comes to the Conjuring Universe. That shit's wild.
You got that right. So tonight we're going deep into two of the freakiest flicks in the franchise, The Nun and The Conjuring 2.
Two of my favorites. And they're connected in some seriously messed up ways.
Exactly. The Nun being a prequel sets up Valak, right? This demonic nun who just won't fucking die.
Yeah. The Nun takes us way back to 1952, a crumbling fucking monastery in Romania. That's where Valak's story begins.
I'm talking ancient evil locked away for centuries. And what happens? World War II bombings accidentally unleash this bitch.
Talk about bad timing.
Right.
Like opening the gates of hell just a crack.
And this thing slithers out.
Uh-huh.
And let's talk about the opening scene of The Nun.
Oh, God, yeah. That door marked God ends here.
Chills, man. Instant chills. It's like the filmmakers are saying, fuck you and your happy ending.
Straight up. And that whole gothic vibe,
Yeah.
the monastery itself, it's like a character.
Oppressive silence. Flickering candles. That feeling of constantly being watched. It gets under your skin.
It's like the setting is sucking the life out of you before Valak even shows up.
So we've got Father Burke and Sister Irene sent by the Vatican to investigate this unholy mess.
And they're not your typical heroes, right? Burke's haunted by this botched exorcism, guilt just oozing out of him.
And Irene, she's got these freaky visions, cryptic messages, pointing to something sinister lurking beneath the surface.
They're both vulnerable, damaged goods before they even step foot in that cursed monastery.
Right, like faith alone ain't gonna cut it against this bitch. And let's not forget Frenchie, the local dude who stumbles onto Sister Victoria's body.
Yeah, poor bastard. Wrong place, wrong time. But he adds this whole layer of skepticism, right? The outsider who doubts the supernatural shitstorm.
Until he can't deny it anymore. And they eventually uncover the monastery's dark secret. It was built to contain Valak, sealed away with the blood of Christ.
Heavy shit, man. Like they were trying to suppress an ancient evil that could unleash hell on earth.
Makes you wonder, how many other secrets the church is hiding?
Right. What other skeletons are rattling around in those holy closets?
But back to our heroes. They're facing this ancient evil. Valak starts playing mind games with them.
The nuns start dropping like flies, and they're racing against time to figure out how to stop this demonic bitch.
The tension in that film is insane. It builds with every scene. You're just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
And it's not just the jump scares. The psychological torment is what gets you. Valak preys on their fears, their doubts.
Like that scene where Irene finds the pentagram carved into her back. What the fuck?
Talk about symbolism. It's like Valak is marking her territory, claiming Irene as her own.
Dude, that scene fucked me up. But they realized Sister Victoria wasn't trying to kill herself. She was sacrificing herself to stop Valak from possessing her.
A true act of faith, putting herself on the line to protect others from this evil.
So Irene's visions lead them to the catacombs. Mary points the way. Boom. They find the vial containing the blood of Christ.
Talk about divine intervention. The one thing that can potentially stop Valak. But of course, it's never that easy.
Hell no. Valak shows up ready to rumble, and shit hits the fan. Burke's battling this possessed dude Frenchie's trying to survive, and Irene's facing the full force of Valak's wrath.
It's a brutal showdown, a fight for their souls.
And hold it, didn't we say Father Burke was going to join us for this deep dive?
Shit, you're right. Maybe he can shed some light on what it was like to be in the middle of that demonic shitstorm.
Father Burke, you there, ready to join the party?
I'm here. Though I wouldn't exactly call it a party, more like a descent into the abyss. But yes, I'm happy to share my experience, if you can stomach the truth.
Bring it on, Father. We're all about the truth.
Yeah.
The whole truth. And nothing but the goddamn unholy truth. So let's rewind a bit. Take us back to that moment when you first encountered Valak. What the hell went through your mind?
It's a moment I'll never forget. The air grew cold, the shadows seemed to writhe, and this oppressive presence descended upon the abbey. It was like staring into the face of pure evil.
And you'd faced demonic entities before, right? What was different about Valak?
There was a calculated malice to her. A sense that she wasn't just a mindless force of destruction, but a cunning, intelligent being who enjoyed our suffering.
Damn. That's some chilling shit. But you fought back, right? You didn't just roll over and let her walk all over you.
We had the power of God on our side. The blood of Christ, the holy water, the prayers of the faithful. But even with all that, it was a close call. A battle for the very soul of humanity.
Okay, before we get into the details of that battle, let's take a quick pause. Gotta grab another beer.
Yep.
You know how it is. We'll be right back to continue this unholy conversation with Father Burke. Don't go anywhere. Things are about to get even more intense.
Oh, hell yeah. Buckle up, motherfuckers. We're back with Father Burke. He's going to give us the lowdown on what it was like to go toe-to-toe with Valak and that goddamn monastery. You said it was a battle for the soul of humanity, Father.
It truly felt that way.
Mm.
Valak's power was unlike anything I'd encountered before. She could manipulate reality itself, twisting our perceptions, turning our faith against us.
Okay, before we get into all that, can we back up a bit? You mentioned Frenchie throwing holy water on Sister Irene, breaking Valak's hold. What was going through your head at that moment?
Relief. Sheer, unadulterated relief. For a moment, I thought we'd lost her, that Valak had claimed her soul. But Frenchie, bless his heart, he acted on instinct. A divine intervention, perhaps?
Yeah, that dude definitely had some guardian angels watching over his ass. So Irene spits the blood of Christ right in Valak's face. Boom! Demonic bitch goes down, rift sealed for now. But then, that ending. Frenchie's real name is Maurice. And he's got that inverted cross burned into his neck. What the hell is that about?
That's the link to the Conjuring 2, right? The Maurice who gets possessed and ends up killing himself.
Right.
It's like Valak latched onto him, used him as a way to reach the Warrens.
I believe that's precisely what happened. Valak is a cunning adversary. She knew she couldn't defeat us outright, so she planted a seed of darkness that would grow and fester until the time was right for her to strike again.
Damn. That's some next-level demonic shit. So Valak's not done, not by a long shot. She's just biding her time, waiting for the right moment to unleash hell on the Warrens.
Which brings us to The Conjuring 2. We've seen Valak's origins, her rise to power. Now we're going to see how she operates in a completely different setting. 1970s England, a normal suburban home.
And it's based on the Enfield poltergeist case, one of the most documented hauntings in history. Real-life shit, folks. So the Hodgson family, a single mom struggling to raise her kids, they become Valak's new targets.
And this is where we see Valak's versatility. In The Nun, she was all about brute force, jump scares, demonic imagery. But here, she takes a more subtle approach. She manipulates events, whispers in Janet's ear, preys on their vulnerability.
It's like she's a goddamn emotional vampire,
Yeah.
sucking the life out of this family. And it's effective as hell. That scene where Janet's levitating, her body contorting, it's terrifying. But it's also heartbreaking.
Right. It's not just about the scares. It's about the psychological torment. Valak feeds off their fear, their despair. She turns their home, their sanctuary, into a prison.
And then the Warrens show up, drawn into the case by a priest who's shitting his pants. But Lorraine's hesitant. She's had that premonition of Ed dying. And she's not sure if she can face this demonic bitch again.
But Ed, ever the optimist, he convinces her they can handle it, that their love, their faith is stronger than any evil.
And it's that relationship, man. It's what makes the Warrens so compelling. They're this badass demon-hunting duo, but they're also deeply in love, supporting each other through the darkest of times.
It's a powerful dynamic, and it's what allows them to face down Valak, not just with holy water and crucifixes, but with compassion and empathy.
So they try to communicate with the entity, thinking it's the spirit of this old man, Bill Wilkins. But Ed, he's a smart motherfucker. He senses something's not right. He uses his cross to disrupt the entity. And that's when they realize they're dealing with something far more sinister.
And this whole idea of names comes up again, right? In The Nun, they were searching for Valak's true name as a way to control her. And here, Lorraine eventually uses Valak's name to banish her back to hell.
It's like a goddamn magic spell. Knowing a demon's true name gives you power over them. But it makes you wonder, what's so special about names? Why are they so goddamn important in the supernatural world?
Names hold power. They represent the essence of a being, its true nature. In the case of demons, their names are often tied to their origins, their sins, their fall from grace.
So it's like knowing their deepest, darkest secrets, and by speaking their name, you're stripping them of their power, exposing them for what they truly are.
Precisely. It's a way of asserting dominance, of reminding them that they are subservient to the will of God.
And it's not just about brute force. It's about knowledge. Understanding a demon's origins, its motivations, its weaknesses. That's how you truly defeat them.
Okay, so back to The Conjuring 2. The Hodgson family is falling apart. Janet's getting possessed left and right. And the Warrens are trying to figure out how to stop Valak before she completely destroys them.
And then there's the Crooked Man, this creepy-ass figure who seems like a sideshow compared to Valak. But remember what we talked about earlier? He's not just some random spooky dude.
Oh, yeah. You were saying he's like a lesser demon under Valak's control, a minion, basically.
Exactly. And it's a brilliant way to expand the Conjuring universe, to show that there's this whole hierarchy of evil out there. Valak's not just a lone wolf. She's part of a larger demonic network.
Okay, that's some mind-blowing shit. So how do the Warrens finally defeat Valak? What's their secret weapon?
Well, it's a combination of things. Their faith, their love for each other, their knowledge of the demonic world.
Hmm.
But ultimately, it comes down to Lorraine's strength and her ability to tap into her psychic powers.
Right. She has that vision where the real Bill Wilkins shows her Valak's true name, and she realizes that Valak's been manipulating everyone, using the old man as a pawn.
It's a classic misdirection tactic. Valak preys on our assumptions, our fears, leading us down the wrong path while she operates in the shadows.
Damn, she's a sneaky bitch. But Lorraine, she sees through the bullshit. She confronts Valak, speaks her true name, and sends that demonic bitch back to hell.
It's a powerful moment, a testament to Lorraine's faith, her courage, and her ability to overcome her own fears.
So the Hodgsons are safe. Valak is vanquished, at least for now. But the ending of The Conjuring 2 is far from happy, right? We know what happens to Maurice, and Lorraine is clearly traumatized by the experience.
It's a reminder that even when you defeat evil, it leaves scars, and the battle is never truly over. So we've gone from creepy Romanian monasteries to haunted English suburbs, from demonic possessions to the power of names. It's been a wild ride.
My head's spinning. But one thing that really sticks with me is that idea of faith versus evil. It's like a constant battle in both these films.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
In The Nun, it's the church literally trying to contain Valak, using all their rituals and relics to hold back this demonic force.
Yeah, like a holy war. But then in The Conjuring 2, it's more about the Hodgson family's faith, their belief in each other being pushed to the limit.
That's precisely where Valak finds her strength. She thrives on doubt, on fear, on those cracks in our faith. She whispers lies and twists our perceptions, trying to turn us against each other.
Like a demonic therapist or something.
Right. Exploiting all our deepest fears and insecurities. That's what makes the Warrens so important. They're not just exorcists. They're like spiritual guides, helping people confront those fears and find strength in their faith.
And they don't just rely on holy water and crucifixes. They use their knowledge of the demonic world to outsmart these entities, like playing 4D chess with the devil.
They know that faith without action is meaningless. You got to confront evil head on, armed with knowledge, courage, and yeah, a little holy water never hurts.
And never underestimate the power of prayer, even in the darkest moments, when all hope seems lost. A simple prayer can be a lifeline, a beacon of light cutting through the darkness.
Amen to that, Father. But back to this whole name thing. Why are names so goddamn important in the world of demons?
It's a fascinating concept, right? Across cultures and religions, there's this idea that a name holds power. Knowing someone's true name gives you control over them.
Like a magical key, unlocking their vulnerabilities.
In a sense, yes. A demon's name is linked to its essence, its true nature. By speaking its name, you acknowledge its power, but you also assert your dominance over it.
Like calling them out on their bullshit, exposing them for what they really are.
It shows that knowledge is power. The more you understand a demon, its origins, its motivations, the better equipped you are to fight it.
Makes you wonder, though, what other secrets are hidden in those names? What kind of power could you wield if you knew the true names of every entity in the Conjuring universe?
That's a terrifying thought, and it speaks to the whole point of these films. There's always something lurking beneath the surface. The battle between good and evil never really ends.
Like a cosmic game of whack-a-mole, knock one demon down, another one pops up somewhere else.
It's a constant struggle.
Yeah.
This fight against evil requires vigilance, faith, and the courage to confront the darkness both inside us and out in the world.
Damn, Father. You just dropped some serious wisdom on us.
Yeah.
But you're right. These films, they stick with you. They make you think about good and evil, about faith and belief, about how important it is to connect with others when we're faced with fear.
That's the sign of truly great horror. It's not just about cheap scares. It's about making you feel something, challenging your beliefs, expanding your understanding of the world, and maybe even yourself.
Well said. We've gone from those creepy Romanian monasteries to haunted English suburbs. We've talked about demonology, exorcisms, and the power of faith. I think it's safe to say we've earned a goddamn drink after all that.
Cheers to that. To facing our fears, whether they're demonic nuns or just the everyday shit that keeps us up at night.
And remember,
Yeah.
even in the darkest of times, there is always hope.
All right, you unholy bastards. That's a wrap on this demonic deep dive. We've laughed, we've screamed, and hopefully learned a thing or two about the twisted world of the Conjuring universe.
Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant, and try not to summon any demons accidentally.
If you do happen to bump into Valak, tell her we said fuck you.